have to look at all our systems to see if we can improve them. This pandemic has exposed flaws in our system in terms of its treatment of the most vulnerable, and I think this gives us an opportunity to make changes for the better and rebuild our country and systems that will be fairer and more generous towards the most vulnerable. So this is a great opportunity for everyone. If there are other pandemics, or if we go back to normal, whatever the situation, we need to do more for vulnerable Canadians.
You've said July 8th there will be a fiscal snapshot. I'm wondering what specifically it will include, what sorts of numbers, and if this is a means to appease the opposition who've been asking for a fiscal update.
Over the past number of months, we have put forward in full transparency updated numbers every 2 weeks to the Finance Committee on measures that we've put forward. So our commitment to transparency has been ongoing, as has been the case for this government since the very beginning. At the same time, it will be useful to pull together all these different measures so people understand the scale of what this country has done, some comparators with other countries so that they can see where we fit on the spectrum of help to citizens in our peer countries, but also a sense of what could be expected in the coming months. I think it would be a little bit unrealistic to project much further than a few months because things are changing so rapidly, but we're happy to continue to demonstrate the kind of transparency and accountability that Canadians expect and deserve. Je pense que ça va être intéressant de pouvoir rassembler toutes les informations qu'on partage à tous les 2 semaines avec le comité.
All the information at the Finance Department with respect to our investments and the resources we're providing to Canadians, but at the same time it will be a chance to compare ourselves to other countries to see where we are with respect to our support for Canadians. And it will also give people an idea of what the next weeks or months could hold without necessarily providing long-term predictions. And we continue to focus on transparency.
Earlier today, the Bloc Québécois leader said that you were governing like a king, that you have no respect for Parliament and you are doing nothing for Quebec. I'd just like to get your response to that.
As we know, this is a minority parliament, so decisions about whether parliament sits and how we move forward need to be made on a consensus or on a majority basis in the parliament, which is why a number of weeks ago we worked with other parties and got an agreement to continue to focus on the COVID-19 crisis, but expand the rules so people could be asking questions on any topics and ensure that we have accountability moments and times for the parliament to return throughout the summer, including on July 8th, where we'll be presenting a fiscal update. So, 3 different parties came together to make a determination of what Parliament would do. That's how Parliament functions. I can understand that both the Bloc Québécois and the Conservatives did not want this particular outcome, but the will of Parliament was expressed by a majority, by the 3 parties who came together to determine what we're doing. That's how Parliament works, and if every time something doesn't go their way, an opposition party cries, "Oh no, it's a dictatorship all of a sudden," it's sort of irresponsible, and it undermines, I think, the strength of our democracy that we've been able to show through this crisis, the strength of our institutions that continue to do really important work, not just to help Canadians during this crisis, but to remain accountable and engaged in our democratic processes.
En français, s'il vous plaît.
Je pense